And there we are. There I am. There you are. If you're anywhere, we gotta pull this music down. So, my name's Ettaro, and I'm just doing my thing. My weekly plan to broadcast working in the studio. Apparently, some folks are interested in this sort of thing. So, I figure, well, I'm here every day in one way or another serving humanity, whether it's my clients or just friends in the not for profit or the faith community. Doing my thing, doing my video editing, doing production, doing some podcasting. And I thought, well, you know, what a fun way to reach out, do some outreach for my business. And maybe somebody finds some value from this and can have some fun watching and learn a little bit about what it is that I do, maybe some techniques, and have some fun with it. So I am going to go ahead and start my recording here and open up this window to get some natural light in here. Give me 1 second. That's a little bit better. 1, 2. Check 1, 2. There we go. Mic's a little bit hot. All right. So today, this is what we are going to be doing. I got a couple cameras set up. Let me go around the horn here. There's my main camera. There is my title slate. Here is my screen share scene where I will be conducting the video edit here. And you will see and hear it in real time. And another screen share screen. And let's see. Oh, yeah, I do have another camera here right there. So we actually got 3 cameras running. We'll go around. I do have the third camera. Where are we? We are clear up here, up in the corner. Hey. So in the studio today, doing some video editing. And what is the project we are working on? We are working on what I do every week for Put Tools in Schools. And that is a wonderful organization if you've not heard about it. PutToolsInSchools.org. Check it out. It is a not-for-profit organization founded by a dear friend of mine, Ray Terry, who he and I go out every week and we record successful business people in the community, and we talk about their pathway within the respective trades, skilled trades, traditionally known as plumbing and electrical and mechanical of all sorts, things like that. But one thing that a lot of people don't realize when they talk about skilled trades or they talk about careers in the trades, it's not just what we would consider as I said, masonry, electrical, plumbing, things like that. But when I was teaching career and technical education, we were in a comprehensive school with 14 different career pathways in the trades, and we had cosmetology, culinary, all sorts of computer trades, right? So there's way more to it than simply mechanical, plumbing, electrical, things like that we think of as the skilled trades, right? So today we're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna take a look at an interview that we did at a local barber shop, Mint Hill Barbershop. Today, the focus on Put Tools in Schools. My name is Sam Ettaro. If you find value from this content, then I would ask you to visit me online and check out my social media and like it, share it, and subscribe to it. Let people know about EttaroMedia. And if you are interested in what I do in terms of selling all this equipment, you can see this wonderful little camera here by Shamai is the name of the company, and I am a distributor of that equipment, and I do training and installation. So if you want a podcast system built for you, if you're in the faith community and not-for-profit community and you're interested in building a studio, I can help you out, and the prices are absolutely incredibly reasonable for the quality of the gear that you're getting. So that all said, let's go ahead and take a look at the project today. What are we going to be doing? Well, first off, I start out with the template. This is what I did last week. And you can see this.
Hi, Ray Terry here for Put Yours in Schools. Where today, Nerds to Go. I've got Mr. Paul Blanchett right here. He's the chief cook, head cook, and bottle washer here at Nerds to Go.
Okay, so again, last week we did something a little bit non-traditional, I guess you would say, within those skilled pathways. When I say non-traditional, meaning just what people think of when they think of the trades, right? And here we actually took a look at a local computer company, service company, and that is definitely within what we would consider to be the career and technical education clusters. That's what I taught for many years. Digital Media Arts was my certification. Did that for over a decade. So we're going to start off with the project simply deleting the old stuff, right? So let's take a look here. We're going to delete the old content, which is the main cut. We are going to leave some of these graphics up here and get rid of, let's see here, we're going to get rid of all these screen shares. Let's clean up the timeline a little bit, get rid of that. We're going to leave the lower third graphic for our guest. And there is a title slate that I put up that gives some statistics on the topic that we're discussing. And there is a screen capture. I don't think we're going to do that today because it's a barbershop and they don't have a lot of technical information. The folks at the Nerds to Go did have a lot of information on their website, so I actually did some screen captures and went down through. So today's really just going to be a conversation. So we're going to get rid of all that B-roll that I shot because we're not going to be using that, but I am going to leave up these slates for statistics because we go to our handy-dandy internet and we check out job descriptions and career pathway statistics, labor and industry statistics, things that young people can use to explore the career pathway a little bit more. And there's our guest again, title slate. Let's get rid of that because we only need one version of that. There's our out. All right. Okay. So we're going to leave all that. And I think we're going to leave our music in place as well. So first thing we're going to do, I know what I need to do. I need to go through and I need to share this content. I don't know if anybody's watching, but I figure, hey, why not? Have some fun. I figure get some content out of this because I'm doing it anyway, right? Let's see. Live in the studio. Share. Copy. All right. Okay. Live production session now. All right. No idea who might be watching or why they would want to watch, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this and post it. And you know what? Why not do this on LinkedIn too, right? All right. So let me go ahead to my computer here. And that's my dog talk, by the way. My puppies. All right. And it kind of figures that I would run out of battery in my mouse here. And then I would have to get up and go try to find a fresh battery. That's kind of the way it goes when you're wanting to get something done, right? All right, so I guess save this as PTIS Barber Shop, and let's go back to my screen because I might as well put this up on LinkedIn as well. Let's go to the YouTube channel. There it is, and we're going to copy this. Why is this streaming? What is going on here? All right, there it is. Warning, bitrate. Why is the bitrate only coming in at 807? That doesn't make any sense at all because it should be at thousands. Let me see what this looks like on Facebook. Okay. Yeah, it looks great. So for some reason, we are just getting low bitrate on Facebook. Stream status. That doesn't make any sense. Let's take a look at this and see what it looks like. Man, they've been doing a lot of weird changes to YouTube recently. There we go. Let's take a listen here. Quality 720. Yeah, that's very strange. All right, so it looks like it's actually pretty good. All right, so let me go ahead and share this and then get on with the show here. Copy link. Let's go to LinkedIn and let's share this. Live video editing session. Now. And paste. There we go. Post was successful. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back at it. I don't know what the heck's going on with the YouTube stream, but I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let's go ahead and get this done. Because when I looked at it on my end, it looked like it was streaming just fine. Looked and sounded good. All right, as I said, so there is our timeline for Adobe Premiere. And there's our title slates for the statistics. And let's get our main content. Let's go ahead and go to this scene here. We'll go ahead and get our main content. And let's see here. Adjust this camera a little bit. There we go. Okay, so so we're going to start with our A roll, which is our content that is telling the story, the main interview. So I'm going to go ahead and clear the old stuff, and we're going to say, yeah, we're going to get rid of that. And right here at the very beginning, there was a placeholder. If I do Control Z, and you'll see a little placeholder there where I take a quick little snippet from the industry spotlight, and then the Nerds to Go, and show the logo, and there's the entrance to the store, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just delete all that stuff and get rid of this placement. But you know what? I'm actually going to keep that placement right there, because then I'll do a real quick copy and paste job for the attributes, so it's in the same place and it's cropped the same each time. So let's go ahead and we're going to go import. And let us grab EttaroMedia, clients, put tools in schools, video campaign. Where are we? What are we going to do today? We're going to do the barber. What is going on here? Why is my right headphone cutting out? Hold on. Helps if you plug a stereo jack in the whole way, Sam. All right. Where are we? Barber. Okay, so there were a lot of clips here. I'm going to go ahead and pull in all of them. This is going to be a little bit more of a complicated edit because there's quite a bit. So let me first off find this clip here. And here's Ray talking. Let's get a little clip of him in the chair. There's that. Let's see here. That looks nice right there. There we go. Let's take a look here.
Gotta start somewhere. You know?
Hey, pretending's what we did as a kid.
Yeah.
Imagination.
Yeah, bingo, right. It's all about your imagination, creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And you ask most people when they're
Right
happiest, and
there.
you're your happiest when you create, aren't you?
All right, so
Really?
now we're going to stop.
And the only
Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to right-click because I selected that region up there on the preview pane. So I'm going to right-click and I'm going to just say Replace Clip from Source Monitor. Boom. So now that is the clip from the barbershop. Right? Industry Spotlight. Boom. And we got to get the logo in there for the barbershop. And you notice here this was cropped a little bit differently from before. So I'm going to go to the crop bottom. I'm going to pull that out and I'm going to move this up. There we go. And let's see if we have a let us go to the Mint Hill Barber Shop webpage. See if they have a logo we can use. Mint Hill Barber Shop. Because I don't think I'm not sure. I don't think I got a yeah, let's see here. Mint Hill Barbershop. All right, there's a logo. Let's save that. And I don't think I got a good shot of the outside of the store, so let's go ahead and just drop this in. Video campaign. Put tools in schools and barber. All right. Sometimes these files are funny and don't translate to video well. So let me see. There it is. There it is. Look at that. Yay. All right. Now we got it. Boink, boink, boink. Mint Hill Barbershop. All right. So we're going to go ahead and blow that up. Put it over here. All right. Industry Spotlight. Mint Hill Barbershop. Boom. All right. So now let's get some video in there of the guys talking. And man, it's been a while since we shot this, so I don't even remember the order in which we shot the content. So I'm gonna have to actually take a listen to some of this. It's gonna take this edit's gonna take a little while.
ways that are available in the trades, and I'm sitting in a barber chair, and that's called the trades, guys. That's why we're doing it.
Okay, so there's one.
Advice to a young person.
All right, so that's older. I think I need to lay this on the timeline and run through it in real time and rearrange the clips and chop it up because I think that it's out of order in the bin. So 1359, 359, 357, 358. There's 358. Let's take a look here. Yeah, this is the main bulk of the conversation here. 358 and 357, I think, was just a test. Let me take a look here. Yeah. All right, let's take a look here. There should be the beginning of it.
Hey, Ray Terry here,
There it
down
is.
at Mid Hill Barbershop, a landmark right here in Mid Hill. A lot of cutting hair going on.
All right, so we got that, and then we got 5-8. Why are these? Let's go to a little list view. 5, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 60. Yeah, there's 60. That's not gonna. 61, 62, 63. 64. Okay, so I got some interviews with women that work there as well. So let's take a look at this because it's we spent a lot of time here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and start chopping this bad boy up, right? So get the like in the old days, you know, they dropped the film on the cutting room floor, right? So I'm just going to start putting stuff in the trash bin here. Here we go.
We're rolling and action.
All right, before I do that, however, you're going to notice that the audio left and right is
Well, you
not
know what's amazing?
matched
I find that women are stepping up.
because I was running the audio in stereo just in case to make sure that we got good quality audio on our guest and good quality audio on our host. So what I did here was separated the audio at the recording. I know it's good. I'm going to go ahead and just duplicate the audio across and merge the left and the right into one because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have to worry about editing all that out. Or I should say balancing out between the left and the right. The balance was pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put these together so I don't have to do it later. And we are actually getting a mono image of all of the audio tracks. So let's go ahead and do that first and foremost. That way when I'm cutting through all the tracks, I can just do all layers at one time. All right, so we're going to unlink that. Let's copy. And we're going to paste it here. Down below. And let's move everything over and lock it in. All right, there we go. Now we're going to take this and we're just going to grab the left channel. Audio channels. So that's just the left channel, which was our guest, and this is just the right channel. So, putting together.
You ever screwed up a haircut? Yeah, you bet.
All right.
Here for 27 years now.
27 years, really?
Yep. Shop started.
Sounds good. Okay, so it's a little bit hot.
And action.
Hey, Ray Terry here.
Okay, let's go ahead and pull that down. And pull the volume down on that. Actually, I could probably just do this on the track volume. It'd be a lot easier rather than having to... audio clip mixer. Let's go to the track volume. And
Down at Mid Hill Barbershop, a landmark right here in Mid Hill.
there we
A
go.
lot of cutting hair going on. Stephen Smith is the
Okay, now listen to the difference there.
Steve?
You can really hear because his microphone is right there at his chest, and you can hear in the barber. You can really hear the you can hear the razor big time, right, on his track. So listen to that. Now we're gonna want to leave a little bit of that because the ambient sound of the barbershop is good, right? We want that in there, but not too much. So let's take a look here. And we'll listen to it.
We're rolling and action.
Hey, Ray Terry here, down at Mid Hill Barbershop.
Okay, hear that?
A landmark right
Now, if
here
I
in
mute
Mid
that-
Hill. A lot of cutting hair going on.
Right? Pretty good. Those little microphones that we use do a pretty good job at noise cancellation. I'm impressed. So I'm going to leave this live
And action.
Hey, Ray Terry here.
So we're going to just start by chopping this thing up and get it to usable content, okay? And then I'll go back and I will run the audio
Hey, Ray
fades.
Terry here down at Mid Hill Barbershop, a landmark right here in Mid Hill. A lot of cutting hair going on. Stephen Smith is the proprietor.
Okay, let's see that.
Going on.
Let's cut that out where he stumbles a little bit.
Steve.
Okay. And we can cover that with B-roll.
Stephen Smith is the proprietor. Is that true, Stephen?
That's exactly right.
Stephen Smith down here at the barbershop. I've got my hair cut down here several times, and hey, great place to get your hair cut. So I suggest if you haven't, give it a shot. Stephen, how long have you been here on the corner?
I've been down here for 27 years now.
27 years, really?
Yep. Shop started in 93 and I joined in 97.
Okay. How'd you become a barber? Tell me your story. Where are you from?
All right.
I joined in 97.
Okay, let's get rid of that.
Okay. How'd you become a barber?
Tell me your story. All right.
Tell me your story. Where are you from?
I'm from basically right inside Union County, Stallings, Matthews area. And I just kind of fell into barbering. I was a young man and barber school was attracted to me because I could get out and make a career in 1 year versus going to college in 4, you know?
Yeah.
So I wanted to get married. I thought that was the ticket. So that's what I did. I went to barber school. And it's been a good career for me.
Got any kids?
I got one daughter. She's 11.
I got an 11-year-old daughter, so it's done you well. And you've been in Mid Hill how long now?
I've been here since 97.
Gotcha.
So we're going, what is that, 27 years now?
27 years downtown Mid Hill.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And so barber is a great career pathway. I mean, tell me what your thoughts on that are.
I think it is a good way. I mean, but you gotta get up and show up, right? You know?
Oh yeah, well, everybody's got to show up.
I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, you can't make it if you're not here. It's kind of like fishing. You don't know if they're going to bite today, but you got to be here and you got to be ready.
Got to put the hook in the water.
That's exactly right.
Show up.
That's what I'm doing with these live streams. Who knows who's watching?
But no, it's a great career. It's afforded me a lot of opportunities, and still married to my wife for 25 years.
That's awesome.
You know, it's a good career. Been able to travel the world, and I wouldn't have been able to do it if it wasn't for barbering. So
that's awesome. Well, the whole idea behind today's video here is to raise the awareness to the opportunities in barber cosmetology, and comment a little bit on barbers used to be all men, and let's just face it. When I grew up, I rarely went into a barber shop where there was a woman cutting hair.
I know.
Right? Am I right on that history?
Absolutely. But now barbershop can have cosmetologists working with barbers.
Well, this is a tremendous example. You've got 4 female barbers now, don't you?
I have 4 females. And for the longest time, we wanted to kind of keep it the good old boys club.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we just can't find enough people to work. So started bringing the ladies on. The community's accepted them. I mean, they are just... They've been amazing to work with. They come in, they show up, they do a good job, and they've got a good career.
Well, you know what's amazing? I find that women are stepping up in all facets of the trades. In the construction, there are plumbers, there's electricians. Women love to weld. I mean, love to weld. It's just a great career pathway for females, and actually they make better welders than most guys because of their detail. And that ties right into being a barber. There's a lot of creativity and imagination in barber.
Yeah.
Cutting hair. And there's another pathway of creativity. And as I speak many times in school, there is no more creativity. There is no more hands-on imagination, building, creating.
Yeah.
And cosmetology is a great pathway.
Oh, absolutely. You got to almost have a little artistic side to it, you know.
Well, it does. And you know, and I ask kids all the time how many of you like art, and most always kids raise their hand, love it. And I loved art, still do love art. I do sculpturing and metalwork myself today.
Right.
But so hey, folks, if barber cutting hair, you listen to your children and pose the option. Have you ever thought about cutting hair? Because a lot of kids, well, I think one right here next to me. We'll give her a word or two. When she was growing up, she liked to cut hair. Isn't that true over there?
Miss Amber?
Amber, isn't it right? You cut hair when you was a girl?
I mean, doll's hair, but.
Well, that's hair. You was pretending, wasn't you?
You got to start somewhere. You know?
Hey, pretending's what we did as a kid.
Yeah.
Dog hair.
Bingo, right. It's all about your imagination, creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And you ask most people when they're happiest, and you're your happiest when you're creating, aren't you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And the only time we learn, folks, is when we apply. You ever screwed up a haircut, Stephen?
You know, I don't like to confess to it, but yeah, I mean, you know, but I think early on you got to learn the ropes. But
Yeah.
very rare do I mess up a haircut anymore.
Well, let's ask Amber. She's a lot younger.
She'll tell
Amber,
the
you ever
truth.
screwed up a haircut?
Yeah.
Yeah, you betcha. So, you know, but that's how we learn. If you don't do anything, you don't learn anything.
That's right.
So that just goes right in the thing. Don't be afraid to fail, because when you fail, you learn.
That's exactly right.
That's it.
I think our customers know if you bring somebody new on, they sit down in a chair, I think they know they're going to go out looking good. It's not, we're not going to let the bad work go out,
Right.
That's good too, because they allow you to learn on cutting their hair, and that's the best way to learn is the hands.
All right, so here's what we got going on with this guy. Ray's microphone, lapel mic, is picking him up. I mean, for what it is, obviously, it's not a big fat sound. You can hear him. It's legible. I'm not going to worry about that. With these kinds of videos, you just got to pick and choose your battles. Some things just aren't worth fixing. You know, we're out in the field. We're shooting. Well, I mean, I had a nice camera with me, but we're just shooting sort of improvisational stuff, and we're not really too concerned about getting everybody mic'd up and all that, whatnot. So, I'm going to let that one slide. Maybe I'll go back when I do my volume envelopes, and we'll boost them up a little bit and try to deverb that a little bit. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll take a look at how that sounds in the final cut.
You learn.
That's exactly right.
That's it.
I think our customers know if you bring somebody new on, they sit down in a chair, I think they know they're going to go out looking.
Well, what I will do,
Fail, because when you fail, you learn.
That's exactly right.
That's it.
I'm going to put a marker on that so I can easily find it later.
I think our customers know if you bring somebody, the bad work go out,
Right.
That's good too, because they allow you to learn on.
I guess he's
cutting
one of the
their hair,
partners
and
there.
that's the best way to learn is the hands-on actually do it.
It's the only way to
You sit in a
learn.
classroom all day or mannequins, but you ain't really
No,
fully learn unless you do,
that's right.
especially flat top. We got a lot of good flat top.
Flat tops.
Yeah.
Along those lines, Ray, address what we've been talking about a lot.
Let me get this.
Right.
Especially flat top. We got a lot of good flat top.
All right, let's get rid of this, and we'll get rid of my commentary.
Soft skills of integrity and consistency.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever career pathway you're
Well,
in, but
It ties right in. The most important thing you get in the barber shop.
Here we go.
pathway you're
Well,
in, but
It ties right in.
The most important thing, let's get rid of this. I think I asked him to do a little bit of a setup for
The
me
most
there. Let me
important
see.
thing you get in the barber shop is communication. Most people talk. The most important thing we do as human beings.
All right, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to step away for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Stick around. I'll be right back with you. All right, I am back. Go ahead and get my headphones on. Okay, and back at ya. If you're just tuning in, Sam Ettaro here in my handy-dandy little home studio, my creative space. Doing another live video edit today, working on one of my clients and a dear friend of mine, Mr. Ray Terry's Put Tools in Schools, a look at different career pathways that young people can engage in.
Important thing you get in the barber shop.
Talking about success stories within specific career pathways. Today, we're taking a look at Mint Hill Barbershop in Mint Hill.
Every day. Is communicate through soft skills, through courtesy, through love. I say all the time, let's spread the love. And that's part of it. Learn to do that. Give back.
But barbering is a service industry. I mean, you got to be ready to serve people. And in this business, you build relationships with the customer, the client. You know, they become friends. You know, you cut their hair when they come into the shop, and then at some point in their life, they need you to go to their house. You go to their house and cut their hair, you know.
That's awesome.
And you know, I'm glad my parents were very supportive of going to a trade school. You know, they didn't say, hey, you have to go to a 4-year school. You know, they just want you to be successful. It's not.
Well, it's like I tell people, I think, and I ask the kids all the time, what's the number one thing we all want? We all want the same thing. And most of them say 9 times out of 10, money. And money is not what we all want. We want to be happy. We want to be happy. And
well, I mean, he's got a good point, but money would be great too, like lots of it.
And I asked Amber last time I was here, was she a happy girl? She said she loved cutting hair. And there's your prime example. I hadn't had the same conversation with the others, but we can do it. But soft skills, communication.
And you know, like you said, be consistent. I tell them, if you say you're going to be open at a certain time, be there, be open, be ready to go to work. You know, the customers, they're not going to put up with you, you know, not being there when you're not, when you're supposed to be there. Unfortunately, we see a lot of people that treat some businesses where they think they can just do what they want to do. If they don't want to work that day, they don't show up. Well, you're not going to build a business doing that.
No, consistency is the name of the game, and say what you do and do what you say. And your word is your bond.
Absolutely right.
And commitment trumps everything. Money doesn't trump commitment. Although in this
oh no, he said Trump, so we're probably going to get tons of hate comments.
Today, a lot of times it does, unfortunately. You know, and I understand it to some degree, but your commitment's a lot. So
Ray, I understand the context. I understood the context. I understood how you used that word, but there's a lot of people out there on the internet that won't understand it and will melt down.
Or show up.
You ain't there,
Prepare for the hate comments, Ray.
All the time. I went to this shop. They're never open. They come here. We're always open.
All right, I got to get rid of that.
Therefore, show up.
All right, let me get rid of that because the dude's talking off camera. Don't have good audio. We're just going to dump it.
There you go.
And there's a rumor going around that...
there we go. And there's a rumor going around. I don't know what the rumor is, but we're going to find out. Let's see what the rumor is. Tell us, Barber Dan.
And there's a rumor going around that Central Piedmont is looking to start a barber program at Central Piedmont.
Oh, my.
Well, that's wonderful.
And if they'll do that, because they've done well with the cosmetology program. If they would do the barber side of it, because we need barbers. I mean, there's just not a lot of them out there. It's a dying profession. So.
Everything working with your hands is a dying profession. That's exactly why we started Put Tools in Schools. Get kids to be aware of many, many career paths.
Advice to a young person.
What? Wait a minute. What happened here? Did I cut? Hope that clip. What is going on? Did that clip get cut? What? How is that 58? Oh, wow. I wonder what happened.
Early on, you got to learn the ropes, but you're not going to build a business doing that.
profession. That's exactly many career paths.
Look at that.
We're rolling.
Oh, wow.
Everything working with
That's crazy. Okay, so for some reason we got a clip error. I've seen that happen before. It is rare, but it looks like there's additional time on the end of the clip, right? But it cuts off about right there. So could be, it can happen. I've seen this happen where the metadata gets corrupted, and it's showing that there's still time left on the clip, and for some reason the computer can't read it. But anyway, we got plenty of content here. I'm not going to sweat it. I know where Ray was going here, where he says showing the kids many career pathways, blah, 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 blah. So let's just chop that and get back into the conversation. I don't know how that happened. It had to just be a file transfer error.
That's exactly why we started put tools in schools. Get kids to be aware of the many career paths.
All right, so
That's exactly why we started put tools in schools.
okay. So you know what I'm wondering? Let me push this aside here. I'm wondering. No, that's got to be an error in the file. That's a bit of a bummer. Wouldn't be an SD card error because I was
Why we started put tools in schools.
I was writing to ultra fast SD card.
What would be, Stephen? You know, looking at apprenticeship,
Had to have
and
been a
the
transfer
word they're not
error.
aware of, apprenticeship and intern and training. Do you have any advice for maybe high school students?
Well,
What would be, Stephen? You know, looking at
Here, let's look at this. Steven, not Dan. I don't know why I thought.
looking at apprenticeship and the word they're not aware of, apprenticeship and intern and training. Do you have any advice for maybe high school students?
well, what I did, I went and I checked out the barber school.
This is gonna be
and then
long.
I went and talked to my barber, and I said, what do you think about me being a barber? He told me the pros and cons of it.
Yeah?
The hardest part was calling, going down there and talking to the school, getting the paperwork turned in. And once you got the ball rolling, I mean, it was just like clockwork. You went in, you did your time, and you got out.
Did your
But
time.
the hardest part is making that phone call, showing up, and being there.
It's
Right.
And
true.
once you do that, it's just everything's going to fall in place. And then go find you a good place to work at. In the barber profession, you need 1 year of apprenticeship underneath what we consider a master barber. And that is so they can train you. You can learn what they didn't teach you in school. They can tell you the business side of things.
Good advice.
And you'll be successful if you do that. But find you a good mentor. Find you somebody that you want to work with. They're going to pass it on to you, and you'll be successful. You're not going to get there on your own.
But don't you have to like it? Did you like it when you got into it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was intriguing, but my goal was to get out within a year and start making money, and
Money was your primary objective.
primary objective because I wanted to go into life and get married and become independent,
Sure, I understand.
But I liked it, but I love it now. I couldn't work anywhere else. I couldn't be in a cubicle somewhere and looking
Right.
at a computer screen. That's not going to be me.
Sure.
I went to my high school counselor. I knew when I was young, I was going to cut hair. I did something, my friends and stuff. And I
All
went
right,
to
we got to get
counselor
rid of
just
this
to
guy
have
again.
Sure, I understand.
But
All right, so no, that's my fault. I should have noted that. I should have either mic'd him up because I do have a quad system. I could have put another microphone on. I wasn't anticipating that, and we were kind of in and out of there, and the thing went quite a bit longer than I thought. So that's my fault. I should have either asked him to be quiet, or I should have mic'd him up. So either way, I think we're going to go ahead
liked
and
it, but
listen
I
to
love
this.
it now.
Maybe there's some
I couldn't
value
work
here.
anywhere
Let's take
else.
a
I
listen.
couldn't be in a cubicle somewhere.
We're already
on a
getting into
computer
a
screen. That's not
really
gonna be me.
long video here.
school counselor. I knew when I was young, I was going to cut hair. I did something, my friends and stuff. And I went to my counselor. It just so happens her brother-in-law had went through the Hairstyle Institute school that we went to. And so she kind of linked me up and gave me information. Like Steve says, for me, it was an hour drive. It was more about
Yeah, that's not usable. That's not usable. So
It's not
let's.
gonna be me.
Sure.
All right. So let's get.
Sure.
Okay, we'll get rid of that. And
Make the phone call, make the drive, go there and talk to the people. First day, you got nervous.
dude, nobody can hear you. You're talking. No one can hear you. The guy's blow drying. Ugh. All right. All right. Well, we'll get some B-roll there anyway, right? So, but that's not usable.
16 years here this year.
Wow.
So you like cutting hair too?
We're here about 45 hours a week.
Try to tell people we don't work all the time.
All right.
The whole time, but we do stay busy.
All right. All right, so we might have to piece this together, and I'm going to reserve some of this for B-roll because it's good stuff, right? So let's get rid of this, clear it. We'll push that up, and we'll just keep that. We'll mark that for B-roll later. All right. That's some good stuff here. Well, let's continue to take a listen.
We put people together. If you know somebody that needs this service, we're gonna hook them up. You know.
Good to see you again. Herback says.
Thank you, Lord.
Have a good weekend.
All right, we'll get rid of that.
I mean, we network. We put people together. If you know somebody that needs this service, we're gonna hook them up. You know.
Good to see you again. Herback says.
We're gonna hook them up.
All right, get rid of that. He's talking to somebody leaving.
Well, I will say this too. Mint Hill Barbershop has made donations.
There we go. Ah, yes. Yes, we want to thank them for the love. Absolutely.
Well, I will say this too.
Say it, Ray. Preach it,
Mint Hill
brother.
Barbershop has made donations and supported, put tools in
There
schools,
you
and
go.
we're greatly appreciated for their
Of course we do.
their support and donations and believing in the cause of putting tools in schools, and we're dead in the middle of it in a barbershop.
There you go.
Well, I think it's important for us that Mint Hill has supported us for this so many years, almost since '93.
One, yeah. There
And so we have to give back.
Boosting
So
that
whether
up
or
a
not
little
it's giving
bit.
money to tools in school or supporting a golf tournament or a little baseball team, we do that.
Yes,
We try to
golf
give
tournament
back,
coming up.
to
We're
the
excited
community
about that.
Supported us.
By the way, we got a golf tournament coming up in October
Hey, look at that. Isn't that?
Go ahead and get that in, man.
at Old Sycamore. Just
you
tell
drop-
everybody we're going to need support.
You drop that sponsorship form off, I'm sure we'll get something together.
There you go. We got him on camera committing. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, old Dale Dalton and what have you. Yeah, they know.
Come in and lay there.
Okay, that guy's talking off camera
Dalton
again.
and what have you. Yeah,
All right, let's get rid of some of this.
shake that.
That sponsorship form off, I'm sure we'll get something together. for you.
Okay, appreciate that.
I'm sure we'll get something together. for you.
Okay.
Okay, get rid of that.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah. Anyway,
Dude's talking.
She's able to come through and talk to the community and see kind of what they're feeling, what they're thinking. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for her. So
Right.
very
What's
fortunate.
that? We good?
wrap it up.
Down here at Mint Hill Barbershop. Finishing up my haircut.
Do it.
Well, folks, as you
All right. Ripple delete. Okay, let's check comments and see if anybody is commenting on anything. Most likely, no. Let's take a look. See if anybody's commenting. No comments. Hey, friends. All right. Okay, comments. No comments. Do not know why the YouTube bitrate is so low. That just doesn't make any sense because it was set to the same as the Facebook stream, which is 7,000K. Huh. Kind of weird. All right, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let's leave this up and get back to the edits, because I think we talked to Amber here.
Cut. And down here at Mint Hill Barber Shop today, talking about cutting hair, being a barber, cosmetology, put it in whatever bucket you want to put it in. It's working with your hands, your mind, critical thinking. Most of all, spread love, talking to people, and just having a good time doing your job. Can't beat that. So if you have considerations of being a barber, give it a shot. Come on down here and talk to the people. They're an inspiration. That's why I'm here. So tune in every Saturday morning about your house, 8 to 11 on Fox Sports Charlotte. Now,
all right, so he does his out, and then we go back and we get the idea of talking to Amber. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move all this stuff. And let's see here. Yeah, here we go. We're going to go. Let's put a marker up there. And here's the interview with Amber and the other young lady. And then we're going to go ahead and place his out here. And then we'll put the graphics over top of that.
okay.
And go.
Hey, Ray Terry down here. Just got my hair cut at Mint Hill Barber Shop. I'm talking to Amber Tweed.
Something together.
Okay.
And go.
Hey, Ray Terry down here. Just got my hair cut at Mint Hill
See,
Barber
now that screwed me up. I didn't get the in that I
Shop. I'm
need.
talking to Amber Tweed right here. A female barber.
All right, I'm wondering if we can inject this where he's mentioning that.
Well, I think it's important for us that Mint Hill has supported us for this. So many that needs this service, we're going to hook them up.
Well, I will say this. Their support in a barbershop.
A little baseball team. Go ahead and get that in, Ray.
At Old Sycamore. Just
you
tell
drop-
her.
But you get to hang out with people. You have interesting conversations with people all day long. You make good relationships. So, arm off, I'm sure we'll get something together. For you.
Okay.
And go.
Hey, Ray Terry.
All right, so I don't have a way to piece that together. There's not going to be that continuity. So what I'm going to have to do is resolve this segment with music, and maybe have a graphic pop up real quick and make it clearly another segment.
Okay.
And go.
Hey, Ray Terry down here. Just got my hair cut at Mint Hill Barber.
All right, so let's. Yeah. It's not the way I would prefer to do it, but I'm really not going to have too
Hey,
much of
Ray
a
Terry
choice.
down here. Just got my hair cut at Mint Hill Barber Shop. I'm talking to Amber Tweed right here. A female barber in a predominantly men's barbershop.
Yeah, I
Now,
think this
that's-
is important.
that's
We're
kind
gonna
of
have
a
to
crazy
we're gonna have to
thing say
leave this in
itself
there,
because
but
women make great barbers. Amber here. You're from Mint Hill, aren't you?
Yes. Born and raised.
How old are you, if I might ask?
24.
How long you been cutting hair?
6 years.
Okay. Do you like cutting hair?
Yeah.
What got you going to cut hair as a child? I mean, what
Well,
brought you here?
I didn't know exactly that I wanted to cut hair. I mean, yeah, I cut dolls' hair, but I went into cosmetology school thinking that I would do something with hair, and I ended up coming out of it knowing that I wanted to just cut hair. So,
So here you are cutting hair.
yes.
4 years in? 5? 4 or 5?
What, starting here?
Yeah, well, cutting hair, period. Out of school.
yeah,
How
this
many
is
years you
kinda
been
rough.
cutting hair now?
5?
5 years.
Yeah.
Are you happy, girl?
Yeah.
Good. What advice would you give other students possibly in high school as far as going into cosmetology? And
All right, so we got a
4 or 5?
What, starting here?
Yeah, well, cutting hair, period. Out of school. How many years you been cutting hair now?
there we go. I'm just going to start the whole thing right there because the rest of that is just not incredibly engaging.
A female barber in a predominantly men's barbershop. Now that's kind of a crazy thing to say in itself because women make great barbers. Amber here. You're from
All right, so let me get rid of all that because it's just not where she says Amber here, and then we're going to pick right back up with how long you've been cutting hair because all that is just...
How many years you been cutting hair now?
5.
5 years.
Yeah.
Are you happy, girl?
Yeah.
Good. What advice would you give other students possibly in high school as far as going into cosmetology and cutting hair?
Follow your heart because, I mean, some people, they don't know, like, some people look down on people who just do this, and
We don't care about that. You
yeah.
got to be happy.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yes.
You got what you want, right? You
I
make
do.
you pay your bills.
Yes.
There you go, folks. Being a barber is not a bad career pathway. And we're down here at Mill Hill Barbershop, raising the awareness to being a barber. Four female barbers in a used to be predominantly a man's world. How'd that work for you?
Well, I got lucky.
There you go, folks. Tune in every Saturday morning. We'll
Yeah, I don't think that's really useful.
present more career pathways. We'll bring you up to date about platoons in schools and present more career pathways using your hands, your mind, critical thinking, and your imagination, which barber's all about. Talk to you soon.
All right, let's see if we can possibly use this
I got
out.
lucky.
There you go.
All right, let me see if this is usable. I don't think. God bless her.
You got what you want, right?
I do.
You pay your bills.
Yes.
There you go, folks. Being a barber is not a bad.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, they don't know, like, some people look down on people who just do this, and
We don't care about that. You
yeah.
got to be happy.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yes.
You got what you want, right?
I do.
You pay your bills.
Yes.
There you go, folks. Being a barber is not a bad.
All right, there you go.
There you go, folks.
Boom. Let's just cut it right there.
There you go, folks.
All right, let's get rid of all this. All right, and
There you go. Talk to you soon. Hey. Anybody else want to
What's your
talk?
last name? Smith.
Talk to you soon. Hey. Anybody else want to
What's your
talk?
last name?
Smith.
Stephen.
Smith.
And what's your name, Amber?
Amber Tweed.
Weed.
okay, let's just get that done. Stephen Smith, and let's create these. All right. Amber Tweed. All right. Okay. Let's just go ahead and create this then, since I am on the section where she's saying her name, and I don't have to write it down. I can just get this done. All right. Done. Let's go back to the content. Okay. There's our timeline. There she is. Okay, let's get this young lady.
Smith. Stephen.
Smith.
And what's your name, Amber?
Amber.
Got it. Go.
All right, so Ray's going to give us another in. I keep telling him not to do that, and he does it every time. Every single time we switch camera angles or go to it, he gives me another in like it's a whole new video. All right, let's see.
Hey, Ray Terry down here at Mint Hill Barbershop. Yeah, a landmark right here in Mint Hill. Very supportive of put tools in schools. We're down here talking to, well, now we're talking to Corinne.
Let's go, and now we're talking to Corinne.
Well, now we're talking to Corinne, as you can tell, another female barber in the barbershop world. Awesome stuff. Corinne, is there any advice you could give to any young teenager or young student, possibly in high school or middle school, on being a barber?
I would say that if it's something that you're interested in now, really figure out what you want to pursue as far as this career path, because I'm a cosmetologist, and about halfway through cosmetology school, I realized that I only wanted to cut hair and that I probably should have went to barbering school, and I didn't know that there were opportunities in barbershops for someone like me working with barbers and other cosmetologists as well.
How long have you been cutting hair now? Being a barber.
How could you not know that? I mean, this is one of the frustrations with our system. How could a young lady that is going to a school for that purpose not be told, hey, right, maybe this isn't right for you, you know, you have options over here. If she didn't speak up, if the instructors or the counselors didn't guide her correctly, that's just a shame, because how much time and money may have been wasted on a pathway that she really wasn't interested in. Frustrating.
It'll be 9 years.
9
I've
years.
been licensed.
Are you happy, girl?
Yes, I love it.
See, we look for happy in the world, folks. That's what it's really all about. You got great purpose, too. Nice haircut, dude. Cut that hair. Women, females, ladies, all of you, you know, think about it. Another career pathway. Get in the man's world. Y'all seem to be taking over. Hey, it's a good thing. Tune in every Saturday morning. I'll bring you up to date on About Your House on Fox Sports.
All right, now he knows another out.
It's a good thing.
All right, let's get rid of that because we got that.
The top one.
Let me say that and spell it for me.
Corinne.
Hold it. The mic's not hot. The mic's not hot.
Corinne Marcarelle.
Yeah, it is.
CORRINE MARCAURELE.
Oh, holy cow. Let's grab Corinne Marcarelle. Let's create that. Yeah, this is going to be a long episode. I mean, there's some decent stuff in here. I gotta try to get creative because it's dragging. There's a lot, right?
The mic's not hot.
Okay.
Corinne RINE MARCAURRINE.
Corinne CAR. Okay.
MARCAURELE.
Yeah, it is.
CORRINE MARCAURELE. MARC. RELE. CAURELE.
All right. We got that. And let's get that graphic and extend that out.
RELE.
Well, folks, as you can see,
Cool
we're
name. What a cool name. All right. Alrighty. Here we go. All right, let's see. We'll get rid of this. And let's see what we got.
Hey, it's a good thing.
All right. I think we're going to go to her first, and then we'll come back to Amber. I'm not sure. I want to include
Well, folks,
everybody.
as you can see, we're finishing up my haircut. And down here at Mint Hill Barber Shop today, talking about cutting. Folks, as you can see, we're finishing up my haircut. And
Let's just get, we're going to say, down here at the Mint Hill Barber Shop, and we'll just do some kind of slow fade with some music.
And down here at Mint Hill Barber Shop today, talking about cutting hair, being a barber, cosmetology, put it in whatever bucket you want to put it in. It's working with your hands, your mind, critical thinking. Most of all, spread love, talking to people, and just having a good time doing your job. Can't beat that. So if you have considerations of being a barber, give it a shot. Come on down here and talk to the people. They're an inspiration. That's why I'm here. So tune in every Saturday morning.
All right, so there's his out. Let's do this. There's his out. Let's put Amber. Okay, I'm gonna put her a little bit forward and really chop it out. She just kind of looked uncomfortable on camera, right? And it didn't come across as
Classroom all day or mannequin, but you ain't really
Yeah,
fully learning unless you're doing it.
that's right.
Especially flat top. We got a lot of good flat top.
all right. We're gonna get rid of this dude.
Don't be afraid to fail, because when you fail, you learn.
All right, let's get rid of that. And let's see where he's mentioning women on camera.
Soft skills, through courtesy, through
Service industry. I mean, you got to be ready to serve people. And in this business, you build relationships with the customer, the client. You know, I'm glad my parents were.
And I asked Amber last time I was here, was she a happy girl? She said she loved cutting hair. And there's your prime example. I hadn't had the same conversation with the others, but we can do it. But soft skills.
All right, let's get this.
And I asked Amber last time I was here, was she a happy girl? She said she loved cutting hair.
Boom. Let's get rid of that. We're going to drop her interview into here. That drives me crazy. Paste and search. All right. So there's that segment. And maybe we'll actually shorten it up a little bit. Chop out a lot of... Okay, let's get it.
Communication.
And you know, like you said, be consistent.
We can do it. But soft skills.
Yep.
Communication.
All right, let's get it.
But
All right, now I got it. Now we're rolling.
soft.
Okay, let's get this. And I think we got our timeline. Yep. All right, so there's Amber. Let's get her slate over here. Right, there is Corinne. We're going to get rid of this dude. Amber, back to the hair.
Commitment's a lot, so therefore show up.
And there's a rumor going around that,
Why we started to put tools in schools.
you know, but I love it now. I couldn't work anywhere else. I couldn't be in a cubicle somewhere and looking
Right.
at a computer screen. That's not going to be me.
Sure.
And we try to tell people we don't work all the time. I mean, you know, you don't. It's not really work. You go to work. You show up.
Tired, but you have fun.
But you get to hang out with people. You have interesting conversations with people all day long. You make good relationships. I mean,
Make friends,
we network.
connections.
We put people together.
All right, so and there's Corinne.
Support.
You drop that sponsorship form off. I'm sure we'll get something together. For you.
Okay. Well, now we're talking to Korean.
Okay. There we go. Now we got our timeline. Yeah. Nice. All right. So if you are just tuning in, my name is Sam Ettaro, and just sharing what I do. I apparently this is a thing on the internet where creators broadcast themselves working and creating. So I thought, well, what a way to share a lot of experience, and maybe engage with some of my friends online. If you have any ideas, you have any thoughts, you have any suggestions, you have any questions, feel free to hit me up, put it in the commentary, and make sure that you follow my social media channels. I'm going to move everything over. Let's move a lot of this kind of stuff. We're going to put all of this over here where he's talking about career pathways. We're going to put all this at the very end. And there we go. Let's move this up. And then we're just going to go ahead and slide everything over. And we're going to start polishing the product. So let's move that all over. And we don't want it clear at the end or at the beginning. We want it right here. Okay. So let's start the polish. See what we can do here. First thing.
Hey, Ray Terry here down at Mid Hill Barbershop, a landmark right here in Mid.
All right, so there we go. We're going to go ahead and just put this logo. Mid Hill Barbershop. Let's put this right here. And
hey, Ray Terry here down at Mid.
There it is. Okay. Let's put a little bit of an effect on there. Video transition. Let's do this.
Terry here down at Mid Hill Barbershop.
All right, we'll grow that. Not crazy about how the logo is cut off and doesn't really look all that great on here, but it's not my logo, and I'm not worried about it.
Hey, Terry here down at Mid Hill Barbershop, a landmark right here in Mid Hill. A lot of cutting hair.
All right, let's get that off the screen.
Cutting hair going on. Stephen Smith.
Let's go ahead and we'll just have that slide across that transition.
Stephen Smith is the proprietor. Is that true, Stephen?
All right, so now we had talked about earlier some of that B-roll that I saved of him cutting Ray's hair. Let's see if I did actually indeed save that or if it's now gone because I moved everything over and wiped it out. No, that's the end. Stupid me. All right. No big deal. Let's go ahead and find some that, and we will just get a little bit of a B clip here.
A lot of cutting hair going on. Stephen Smith is the proprietor.
All right. There we go, nice close-up. There we go. Nice. All right, we'll use that. So let's do this. And maybe we'll even slow it down a little bit. Let's do 60%. All right, and...
Hey, Ray Terry here down at Mid Hill Barbershop, a landmark right here in Mid Hill. All
right, let's move this over because we need to put Ray's title slate on here. And where is Ray's title slate? Ray, where are you? Oh, don't tell me I deleted that. Did I move it? There it is, up here. All right, let's move this down. And Steven, we'll put that down there. Okay, now let's see what this is looking like.
Hey, Ray Terry here down at Mid Hill Barbershop, a landmark, right?
Oop, we got to turn on these layers. Guess they were turned off.
Hey, Ray Terry here down at Mid Hill Barbershop, a landmark right here in Mid Hill. A lot of cutting hair going on. Stephen Smith.
There we go.
Hair going on. Stephen Smith.
All right. A lot of cutting hair going
on.
All right, we can pull that back a little bit because you heard I kind of cut off him saying Stephen Smith. So let's get that audio in there so I don't cut off the S.
Going on. Stephen Smith.
Look at that. Perfect. All right, and let's do I'm going to do that even a little bit slower. 40. And let's maybe colorize that so it sets it apart. It doesn't even really need to be colorized. I'm just going to increase the gamma or something on there so it sets it apart a little bit from. We don't want to worry about the. Let's desaturate it a bit and lower. Raise the contrast up. Where that music is coming from.
Stephen Smith is the proprietor. Is that true, Stephen?
That's exactly right.
All right. All right. Let's do a video transition. Let's whip that in.
Cutting hair going on. Stephen Smith is the proprietor. Is that true, Stephen?
That's exactly right.
Proprietor. Is that true, Stephen?
That's exactly right.
Stephen Smith down here at the barber. Stephen?
That's exactly right.
Stephen Smith down here at the barbershop. I've got my hair cut down here several times, and hey, great place to get your hair cut. So I suggest if you haven't, give it a shot. Stephen, how long have you been here on the corner?
I've been down here for 27 years now.
27 years, really?
Yep. Shop started in 93, and I joined in 97.
Tell me your story. Where are you from?
I'm from basically right inside Union County, Stallings, Matthews area. And I just kind of fell into barbering. I was a young man, and barber school was attractive to me because I could get out and make a career in 1 year versus going to college in 4. You know?
Okay. Great place for some statistics, right? All right. So let's drop that there. I love it.
It's been a good career for me.
Got any kids?
I got one daughter. She's 11. I wanted to get married. I thought that was a young man, and barber school was attractive to me.
Okay, let's just get a little bit of some statistics on there.
I could get out and make a career in 1 year.
No daughter, so it's done you well, and you've been in.
All right. So far, so good. We're moving along here.
Put the hook in the water.
That's exactly right.
Show up.
But no, it's a great career. It's afforded me a lot of opportunities.
Okay, so let's get some more statistics here because he's talking about the career.
Still married to my wife for 25 years.
That's awesome.
You know,
Used to be all men, and let's just face it. When I grew up, I rarely went into a barbershop where there was a woman cutting hair.
I know.
Right? Am I right on that history?
Absolutely. But now, barbershop can have cosmetologists working with barbers.
Well, this is a tremendous example. You've got 4 female barbers now, don't you?
I have 4 females, and for the longest time, we wanted to kind of keep it the good old boys club.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you know, we just can't find enough people to work. So started bringing the ladies on. The community's accepted them. I mean, they are just they've been amazing to work with. They come in, they show up. They do a good job, and they've got a good career.
Well, you know what's amazing? I find that women are stepping up in all facets of the trades. In the construction, there are plumbers, there's electricians. Activity. And as I speak many times in school, there is no more creativity. There is no more hands-on, imagination, building, creating.
Yeah.
And cosmetology is a great pathway.
Oh, absolutely. You got to almost have a little artistic side to it, you know.
Well, it does. And I loved art. Still do love art. I do sculpturing in metal.
Okay, some more
Apply.
statistics
You ever
there.
screwed up a haircut, Stephen?
You know, I don't like to confess to it, but yeah, I mean, you know, but I think early on, you got to learn.
That just goes right in the thing. Don't be afraid to fail, because when you fail, you learn. The most important thing you get in the barber shop is communication. Most people talk. The most important thing we do as human beings every day is communicate through something.
So we got some music segue here.
Don't be afraid to fail, because when you fail, you learn. The most important thing you get in the barber.
All right, so I'm not going to worry about B-roll over top of that. It is what it is. We're just going to do a quick whip and to that scene.
Don't be afraid to fail, because when you fail, you learn. The most important thing you get in the barber shop is...
That'll be fun. Let's do a quick zoom here. And we'll bring him up.
The most important thing you get in the barber shop.
All right, let's do a nice zoom in on Ray there. Right after the transition.
The most important thing you get in the barber shop is...
There we go, that'll work. We can do a quicker
fail,
transition.
you learn. The most important thing you
Nice.
get in the barber shop is communication. Most people talk. The most important thing we do as human beings every day is communicate through soft skills, through courtesy, through love. I say all the time, let's spread the love. And that's part
Spread
of
the
it.
love,
Learn to do
baby!
that. Give back.
But barbering is a service industry. I mean, you got to be ready to serve people. And in this business, you build relationships with the customer.
All right, we're gonna need to.
Love.
Let's see if we're gonna
Most
play.
important-
I got to stop myself because I got it way ahead of myself. So, all right. The next pass, when we go into the next pass, we're going to start fine-tuning the audio because I believe that there's ways that we can filter out a lot of that extra noise that's coming out of his clippers, and we can take care of that, blend it nicely with Ray's audio, and it's going to be much more understandable. Let's continue. So we got these
Through
music.
courtesy, through love. I say all the time, let's spread the love.
Music's
And that's part of it. Learn to do that. Give back.
But barbering is a service industry. I mean, you got to be ready to serve people. And in this business, you build relationships with the customer to client. You know, they become friends. Went to a trade school. You know, they didn't say, hey, you have to go to a 4-year school. You know, they just want you to be successful.
all right.
Thing we all want. We all want the same thing. And most of them say 9 times out of 10, money. And money is not what we all want. We want to be happy. We want to be happy. And I asked Amber last time I was here, was she a happy girl? She said she loved cutting hair. Hey, Ray Terry down here just got my hair cut.
All right, so let's do this. Let's get a segue here to Amber. A little bit of a music.
She a happy girl. She said she loved cutting hair. Hey, Ray Terry down here.
Perfect. Look at that. Right on the hit. There we go. Awesome.
And I asked Amber last time I was here, was she happy?
All right, let's move this. Bring that. Ramp it up a little more gradually. It's gets awful hot quick. Let's see here. So we got a nice.
And I asked Amber last time I was here, was she a happy girl? She said she loved cutting hair. Hey, Ray Terry down here just got my
Perfect.
hair
Look
cut
at
at
that.
Mint Hill Barbershop. I'm talking to Amber Tweed right here. A female barber in a predominantly men's barbershop.
All right, so
Down here, just got my hair cut at Mint Hill Barbershop. I'm talking Amber Tweed.
let's do
Barbershop.
because we don't want to say just got my hair cut.
Barbershop. I'm talking Amber Barbershop.
Let's start, I think, right there, which should do the trick.
I'm talking Amber.
Perfect.
You love cutting hair. I'm talking Amber Tweed right here.
Okay, let's put a transition so we see the hard.
Cutting hair. I'm talking Amber Tweed right here. A female barber in a predominantly men's barbershop. Now that's kind of a crazy thing to say in itself because women make great barbers. Amber here. How many years you been cutting hair now? Women make great barbers.
Okay. We'll just do a straight cut to this. With a little bit of a different angle, and we'll put her graphic. Let's see.
Women make great barbers. How many years you been cutting hair now?
5.
5 years.
Yeah.
Are you happy, girl?
Yeah.
Good. What advice would you give other students, possibly in high school, as far as going into cosmetology and cutting hair?
Follow your heart.
All right, let's move that over a little bit. And we are really just going to need some music behind this, I believe, because it's a kind of an awkward moment.
Because I mean,
Clearly
some
she
people
doesn't feel
they don't
comfortable on
know,
camera.
like some people look down on people.
Yeah, I get that. I do. We want to respect that, but she agreed to be on camera, and you know we want to go ahead and use what she had to say because it was, you know, there was value in it. Okay, so let's take a look at. Okay. There we go. Let's do this. That has a resolve there, right about where she's. Let's see if there's a cut.
What you want, right? You think you do? There you go, folks. There you go, folks. Tune in every Saturday.
Perfect. Okay, so let's get the volume down on there. All right. Actually, I'm going to leave that where he
There you
says-
go, folks. Tune in every Saturday morning. We'll bring you up to date about put tools in schools.
All right, let's get rid of this. There you go, folks.
Want, right? You think you do? There you go, folks. Soft skill. Communicate.
All right, got it. All right, let's bring this volume way down, and we're going to start ramping it up here.
Easy thing to say in itself because women make great barbers. How many years you been cutting hair now?
5.
5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring this. We're going to lower the gain on this by about 15 dB.
Are you happy, girl?
Yeah.
Good.
So it's really just back in
What
the
advice
background.
would you give other students, possibly in high school, as far as going into?
We're going to extend this a little bit so it ramps up a little bit earlier.
In itself because women make great barbers. How many years you been cutting hair now?
5.
5 years.
Yeah.
Are you happy, girl?
Yeah.
Good. What advice would you give other students, possibly in high school, as far as going into cosmetology and cutting hair?
Follow your
Still a little too loud. Let's bring that down about another 3 dB.
heart, because I mean, some people they don't know, like some people look down on people who just do this, and
We don't care about that. You got to be happy.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yes.
You got what you want, right? You pay your bills?
Yes.
There you go, folks. Soft skills.
Yep.
Communicate.
All right, so I don't care for that. The music's a little bit much. Let me see if I can find something else. I'm going to find another clip. Just not crazy about that music. It's too driving, and, you know. We got to have something in the background, but that was just too much. So let's go to stock catalog, canned music, cool, fun, happy intro. Let's see what this is. There you go. That'll do. All right, so let's get that. And we're going to get rid of this. It was just too much. Amber talking about how happy she is. Okay, so I'm going to drop this here. And that's a pretty short clip. That's not going to do. I should have checked that beforehand. I don't think that's going to do because that's a pretty short clip. Yeah, the whole thing's only 15 seconds. All right, so we need something longer than that. But we can leave that in there for another take. And let's choose and sort by length. Happy, cool, fun. Let's see. Happy, cool, fun with melody. We don't want a melody. Let's see what this is. Clean. Let's see what this is. That was run at the very beginning. Let's see here. Minute 7. Happy, cool, fun with melody. Let's see what this is. Because that's minute 29. That should give us what we need. I think that'll do. All right. Let's drop that in. And we'll bring that down. Have that resolve right at the end. And I noticed with these canned clips about negative 16 dB out of the gate.
Some people, they don't know, like, some people look down on.
All right, and we'll fade this up. Nice. And we will have a little bump right at the end.
Some people look down
Much better,
on
much
people
better.
who just do this, and
We don't care about that.
We don't
Yeah,
care,
you
do
have-
we, Ray?
Are
No.
you happy?
yes,
You got what you want, right? You pay your bills?
yes.
There you go, folks. Soft skills.
Perfect.
Communication.
That was
Like
great.
you said, be consistent. I tell them, if
That
you
was
say you're going to
great.
be
All
open
right,
at a certain
all
time,
right.
be there, be open, be ready to go to work. You know, the customers,
Absolutely.
they're not going to put up with
Let's
you.
look at that again. That was a great little
Pay your
cut.
bills?
Yes.
There you go, folks. Soft skills.
Perfect.
Communication.
Perfect.
And,
Perfect.
you know, like you said, be consistent. I tell them, if you say you're going to be open at a certain time, be there, be open, be ready to go to work. You know, the customers,
Absolutely.
they're not going to put up with you, you know, not being.
All right, so we got.
It does, unfortunately. You know, and I understand it to some degree, but your commitment's a lot, so therefore show up.
And there's a rumor going around that
I think we're gonna leave that. I don't think we should put that in there because that is just a rumor, and he says so.
and if they'll do that, 'cause they've done well with the cosmetology.
I don't think we
There's
should
a
mention
dying
that.
profession.
Everything working with your hands is a dying profession. That's exactly why we started put tools in schools. Looking at apprenticeship.
All right, let's get rid of all that. Just do not need it. Okay.
Looking at apprenticeship and the word they're not aware of, apprenticeship.
The word they're not aware of. Why are the children not aware of that? It is amazing, man. When we got to these Put Tools in Schools events, it's absolutely astonishing, these facts. A lot of kids aren't even aware of what an apprenticeship is, let alone how it works and how it could benefit them in life. crazy. Let's get back to this edit and see what we can do to get this thing wrapped up and take it to the next phase.
Looking at apprenticeship and the word they're not aware of, apprenticeship and intern and training. Do you have any advice for?
That is so they can train you. I liked it, you know, but I love it now. I couldn't work anywhere else. I couldn't be in a cubicle somewhere and looking at a computer screen. That's not going to be me.
Sure.
And we try to tell people we don't work all the time. I mean,
That's nice. Not going to worry about music or anything
you know
there.
somebody that needs this service, we're going to hook them up.
Well, I will say this too. Mint Hill Barbershop has made donation and supported, put tools in schools, and we're greatly appreciative for their support.
We try to give back to the community. Go ahead and get that in, Ray.
At Old Sycamore. Okay. Well, now we're talking to.
All right, let's do this. Let's move this toward the end. And we are going to move that 15-second clip that I found earlier, if you recall, that was too short for the one segment. We're going to go ahead and drop that in on this one. And then we're going to take the clip that I just cut and move it toward the end of the video feature, which is right after the Talk with Corinne. I like it. So let's do this. Insert. Paste insert. Okay. I like it. All right, so we're going to use this for the end. Look at that. Perfect. Lines right. That's crazy. That's crazy. I love it. I love it. That's the music that I wanted to use for the out, and it just happened to line up. You can see the cut right there. Just happened to line up with the length of that cut. That's crazy. I love when things like that happen. So a little bit of adjustment at the end, and we're solid. Let's find that 15-second clip. We'll go back to audio. Cool, fun, happy. Intro, 15 seconds. Let's see if that is going to fly right here. Let's take a listen.
And that's not going to be me.
Sure.
And we try to tell people we don't work all the time. I mean, you know, you don't. It's not really work. You go to work. You show up.
Let's see if we got this.
But you get to hang out with people. You have interesting conversations with people all day long. You make good relationships. I mean, we network. We put people together. If you know somebody that needs this service, we're going to hook them up.
Well, now we're talking to Korean.
Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Or I should say, listen to it. Listen to it and look at it. Right. So let's go ahead and
we're going to hook them up.
Well, now we're talking to Korean.
All right. Let's see.
We put people together. If you know somebody that needs this service, we're going to hook them up.
Well, now we're.
All right, let's bring that up a little bit.
We're going to hook them up.
Well, now we're talking to Korean, as you can tell. It does.
Okay, so Corinne,
A female barber in the barbershop world. Awesome stuff.
She starts
Korean,
talking.
Is there any advice you could give to any young teenager or young student, possibly in high school or middle school, on being a barber?
I would say that
There we go.
if it's something that you're interested in now, really figure out.
Okay.
Cut that hair. Women, females, ladies, all of you, you know, think about it. Another career pathway. Get in the man's world.
Okay, here's
Don't
this.
seem to be taken over. Hey, it's a good.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's perfect. 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 Okay.
Get in the man's world. Don't seem to be taken over. Hey, it's a good thing. Well, I will say this too. It's a good thing.
All right. We do need a little bit of a transition there.
It's a good thing.
Well, I will say this. Okay. And let's ramp that up a little bit and then bring it right back down.
World. Don't seem to be taken over. Hey, it's a good thing. Well, I will say this.
All right. Actually, I don't think we need a transition there. We're just going to bring the music down a little bit.
Don't seem to be taken over. Hey, it's a good thing. Well, I will say this too. Mint Hill Barbershop has made donation and supported, put tools in schools. and we're greatly appreciative for cutting hair. We're going to need support.
You drop that sponsorship form off, I'm sure we'll get something together.
Okay. And down here at Mint Hill Barber Shop today, talking about cutting hair, being a barber, cosmetology, put it in whatever bucket you want to put it in. It's working with your hands, your mind, critical thinking. Most of all, spread love, talking to people.
Sure, we'll get something together.
Okay. And down here at Mint Hill Barber Shop today.
All right. I got to extend this out. So he does a little bit. Okay, let's see how I can make this work.
As you can see, we're finishing up my...
There we go.
Wrap it up.
All right, as you can see. So we'll do a fade there.
Sponsorship form off, I'm sure we'll get something together.
Okay. Do it. Well, folks, as you...
Form off, I'm sure we'll get something together.
Okay. Do it.
Something together.
Okay.
All right, he talks over. He says, okay. All right, let's figure this out, how to finesse this, because all right. I just want to bring it down when he says okay.
Sure, we'll get something together.
Okay. Appreciate that.
I didn't like that guy talking in the background. Let me see. Let's see if I can.
We'll get something together.
Okay. Appreciate that.
There you go. I think that'll do. And then we'll go.
Do it. Well, folks. Do it.
Okay, so we'll focus. Okay, we'll bring that up. Ramp that up. Ramp that up. And
Okay, appreciate that. Well, folks, as you...
all right, so let's do some music there. We'll ramp that up and back down again. And
okay, appreciate that. Well, folks, as you can see, we're finishing up my
all right.
haircut. And down here at Mint Hill Barber Shop today. Well, folks, as you...
Let's put a little bit of a transition there.
Together.
Okay, appreciate that. Well, folks, as you can see, we're finishing up my haircut. And down here at Mint Hill Barber Shop today, talking about cutting hair, being a barber, cosmetology. Put it in whatever bucket you want to put it in. They're an inspiration. That's why I'm here. So tune in every Saturday morning about your house, 8 to 11 on Fox 4.
All right, let's find his card for the show, which is, I think, right here. Okay, let's drop that there. And get his slate here.
Every Saturday morning about your house, 8 to 11 on Fox Sports Charlotte. Download the free app, stream us live on the browser, foxsportsradiocharlotte.com. YouTube Live, Facebook Live on the Back to Your House radio page. Every Saturday morning. We'll talk to you then.
All right. Every Saturday morning. All right.
Live on the Back to Your House radio page. Every Saturday morning. We'll talk to you then.
Thank you.
That'll do. I say that'll do. I say. What is this? Let's see what this is. Oh, that's that missing B-roll. Ah! All right. You know what? I don't need that. I'll just cut that. All right, let's move that over. And there we go. And we got a winner. All right, so.
About your house radio page. Every Saturday morning. We'll talk to you then.
Thank you.
All right. I think that is it. Let's cut that down. Cut that down. Now, the audio treatment. We're going to go in and make it sound better. And we're going to get our statistics for our graphic overlays. And I need to take a very quick personal break to take care of something. I will be back in about 30 seconds. Back in a few seconds. Back. Bring this down. All right. So, hey, yo, tell me where you're watching from. Say hello. That would be awesome to hear from you. My name's Sam Ettaro. Check out my company at EttaroMedia.com. All right, so we are just about ready to start the audio treatment on this package. But I'm going to take a moment and check in on my Facebook stream and see if anybody is saying hello. Nothing there. And let's take a look at YouTube. And no comments there either. Okay. Okay, let us continue and get this thing wrapped up so we can publish it. So, we want to find statistics. Don't worry about our audio treatment here.
Hey, Ray Terry here down at Mid Hill Barbershop, a landmark right here in Mid Hill.
All right, let's look at audio clip mixer, audio track mixer.
A lot of cutting hair going on. Stephen Smith is the proprietor. Is that true, Stephen?
That's exactly right.
Stephen Smith down here at the barbershop.
Bring the music
I've got
down.
my hair cut down here several times. Hey, Ray Terry here down at Mid Hill.
All right, we got a little bit of a pop there. Bring him on the screen a little bit more, so we're going to ramp that up so we lose that little bit of a pop there. And we are going to bring down the other fella here.
Hey, Ray Terry here down at Mid Hill Barbershop, a
That
landmark
works.
right here in Mid Hill. A lot of cutting hair going on. Stephen Smith is the...
All right, so let's do this. We're going to leave Ray's track fairly consistent. And I think we're going to do track 1 here. We're going to go ahead and write volume envelopes here.
Hey, Ray Terry here down at Mid Hill Barbershop, a landmark right here in Mid Hill. A lot of cutting hair going on. Stephen Smith is the proprietor. Is that true, Stephen?
That's exactly right.
Stephen Smith down here at the barbershop. I've got my hair cut down here several times, and hey, great place to get your hair cut. So I suggest if you haven't, give it a shot.
So you see what I did, what I was doing here, was using the automatic, this function here, which lets us do writing of volume keyframes. So if you take a look here at the volume here, right, this was 100%, and then it dropped down because I wanted a little bit of that ambient sound of him cutting, and then I dropped it down. You notice I grabbed the slider and I dropped it down because I was in write mode. So that clip well, now when I play it back, it was basically mixing. It's the same thing that I can do, kind of, sorta. Let me show you my studio here. This is my fader port here. I don't know if you can see this. This is what I use for mixing music. So what I can do is write these tracks integrate this into Studio One, and I can set the tracks to write or read or touch. So if I want to go back over, play it, and make some adjustments in real time, the computer will actually track the keyframing of the volume envelopes, and you can do what's called an automated mix, and you can save the scene and save the mix. It's pretty cool. I haven't. I just got this thing. I got it working great with PreSonus Studio One, but I haven't quite got it integrated with Premiere yet. So I'm going to do this manually, but it's pretty simple. Really just one track. I'm going to go back and play it. It's going to save me a lot of time rather than having to go in and manually keyframe the audio track of our guest here. So I'm just going to do this automated one time through and save the right mix. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do this. So if you watch the faders up here, you're going to see.
Right here down at Mid Hill Barbershop, a landmark right here in Mid Hill. A lot of cutting hair going on.
See how it's going down.
Stephen Smith is the proprietor. Is that true, Stephen?
That's exactly right.
Stephen Smith down here at the barbershop. I've got my hair cut down here several times, and hey, great place to get your hair cut. So I suggest if you haven't, give it a shot. Stephen, how long have you been here on the corner?
I've been down here for 27 years now.
27 years, really?
Yep. Shop started in 93, and I joined in 97.
Tell me your story. Where are you from?
I'm from basically right inside Union County, Stallings, Matthews area. And I just kind of fell into barbering. I was a young man, and barber school was attractive to me because I could get out and make a career in 1 year versus going to college in 4, you know?
Yeah.
So I wanted to get married. I thought that was the ticket. So that's what I did. I went to barber school. And it's been a good career for me.
Got any kids?
I got one daughter. She's 11.
I got an 11-year-old daughter, so it's done you well. And you've been in Mid Hill how long now?
I've been here since 97.
Gotcha.
So we're going, what is that, 27 years now?
27 years downtown Mid Hill.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And so barber is a great career pathway. I mean, tell me what your thoughts on that are.
I think it is a good way. I mean, but you got to get up and show up, right? You know?
Oh yeah, well, everybody's got to show up.
I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, you can't make it if you're not here. It's kind of like fishing. You don't know if they're going to bite today, but you got to be here and you got to be ready.
Got to put the hook in the water.
That's exactly right.
Show up.
But no, it's a great career. It's afforded me a lot of opportunities, and still married to my wife for 25 years.
That's awesome.
You know, it's a good career. Been able to travel the world, and I wouldn't have been able to do it if it wasn't for barbering. So,
that's awesome. Well, the whole idea behind today's video here is to raise the awareness to the opportunities in barber cosmetology. Mm-hmm. And comment a little bit on, barbers used to be all men. And let's just face it, when I grew up, I rarely went into a barber shop where there was a woman cutting hair.
No.
Right? Am I right on that history?
Absolutely. But now barbershop can have cosmetologists working with barbers.
Well, this is a tremendous example. You've got 4 female barbers now, don't you?
I have 4 females. And for the longest time, we wanted to kind of keep it the good old boys club.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we just can't find enough people to work. So started bringing the ladies on. The community's accepted them. I mean, they are just, they've been amazing to work with. They come in, they show up, they do a good job, and they've got a good career.
Well, you know what's amazing? I find that women are stepping up in all.
they've been amazing to work with. They come in, they show up, they do a good job, and they've got a good career.
Well, you know what's amazing? I find that women are stepping up.
They come in, they show up, they do a good job, and they've got a good career.
All right, I'm going to go back. I don't want to waste your time going through this whole thing doing that audio mixing, but I do want to use the noise filter in here. Let's apply this to the big track.
I could get out and make a career in 1 year versus going to college in 4, you know?
Yeah.
So I wanted to get married. I thought that was the ticket.
All right, let's take a listen to this. It's going to be a little bit tricky because his microphone is picking it up when he brings it up close to him, and Ray's microphone is picking it up.
You will, and you've been in mid.
So I think we're going to use some sort of noise filter on both Ray's and the barber. So let's mute Ray's track and just listen to this.
Got an 11-year-old daughter, so it's done you well. And you've been in Mint Hill how long now?
I've been here since '97.
That ain't bad. Listen to that.
So we're going, what is that, 27 years now?
27 years downtown Mint Hill.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And so barber is a great career pathway. I mean, tell me what your thoughts on that are.
I think it is a good way. I mean, but you got to get up and show up, right? You know.
Oh yeah. Well,
So that's
gotta show
focusing
up.
on
I mean, that's the whole
mid-range
thing.
frequencies.
You can't make it if you're not here. It's kinda
And if we
like
take a
this.
look
You
at the
don't-
noise, you hear that noise? And you can see it here in the low, in the mid, I should say, the mid-low range. So we're going to focus on the lower frequencies and try to mitigate that a bit.
And comment a little bit on barber.
Into the mids, up into here,
When I grew up, I rarely
up
went to
around
the barbershop.
Brown 1K. That's the sound of that trimmer. Listen to that. What a difference.
Absolutely, but
What a
now,
difference.
barbershops
So that's
can have
with it?
cosmetologists working with barbers.
Okay, listen with it,
Am I right on that?
without it.
Absolutely, but now barbershop can have cosmetologists working with barbers. They can work in tandem.
This is a tremendous example. You've got 4 female barbers now, don't you?
I have 4 females, and for the longest time, we wanted to kind of keep it the good old boys.
Okay, now we got Ray. We're going to add Ray to it.
You've got 4 female barbers now, don't you?
I have 4 females, and for the longest time, we wanted to kind of keep
All right, now we're going to add a little bit of a lighter noise reduction on Ray's. Let's take a listen here.
And, for the longest time, we wanted to kind of keep.
Wow, that did a great job just automatically. Listen to that.
We just can't find enough people to work, so started bringing the ladies on. The community's accepted them. I mean, they're just. They've been
That's
wonderful
crazy.
to work with. They come in, they show up, they do a good job, and they've got a good career.
Well, you know what's amazing? I find that women are stepping up in all facets of the trades. In the construction, they're
Pretty
plumbers,
good. Pretty good. Now, I'm going to grab this. That's Ray's audio. So I'm going to lasso these clips and lasso all these clips. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say paste attribute, just the denoise attribute. I don't want to paste any of these other attributes because I did some zooms, some manual zooms and things. So we're going to go ahead and drop that on there. And then Stevens sounds good.
Imagination in barber.
Yeah.
Cutting hair. And there's a...
So we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy his. And we're going to go ahead and drop the paste attributes on there. Now, I don't want to take the time for something like this. Normally, if this were a commercial production that I would be getting paid thousands of dollars to produce, I would take the time to really go through and fine-tune every single frame of audio, right? I would go through and pull up, pull down. I would apply the noise filter, not generally across the board, but just only on the frames where the clipper is running. For right now, it's fine for what it is, for the level of production for what it is. The noise reduction in there actually did a pretty good job of cutting out the background noise as well, the street traffic and the people talking. So overall, I'm fairly happy with it, and I'm going to leave it as is. You can see the transitions here.
If you don't do anything, you don't learn anything. So that just goes right in the thing. Don't be afraid to fail, because when you fail, you learn. The most important thing you get in the barber shop is communication. Most people talk. The most important thing.
Okay.
Since you love cutting hair, I'm talking Amber Tweed right here. A female barber in a predominantly men's barbershop. Now that's.
All right. I'm pretty happy with it.
They don't know, like.
Definitely.
But don't you have to like it? Did you like it when you got into it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's over.
All right, so let's find some statistics on barbering. Let's see what he's talking about. All right, let's go to Google. Check and see if anybody's coming. Nobody's coming. All right, so shall we go? Careers as a barber. Let's say statistics 2025. Okay. Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Government. Ugh. Their stats just. Associated Barber, solid. Barbering's fastest growing occupation. Barbering. North Carolina careers, occupation profile. Look at that. All right, let's take a look here. We'll see. NorthCarolina.org, annual medium wage. Barbers provide haircutting, styling, and other. Okay, so let's do this. Source nccareers.org. And we'll just take all of our stats from this. Keep it simple. All right, barbers provide hair cutting, hair styling. Now let's get some stats on there.
I wouldn't have been able to do it if it wasn't for barbering. So
That's awesome. Well, the whole idea behind the day.
All right, let's take a look and see if there's anything here. Growth rate, moderate. They work indoors. Climate control. Hands can hold this or requires employees spend a fair amount of time making repetitive motions, have a lot of contact with others. Let's take a look at some statistics here. Common titles, wage. Most occupations require training with schools associated. Most occupations, training. Let's do training. Probably not going to be a whole lot on this. Training. Usually 1 to 2 years involved with training. And we'll careers. Got it.
First used to be all men, and let's just face it,
Women in barbering. Let's take a look and see. Let's see. Women barbers. Statistics 2025. Trends indicate Some reports suggest that women barbers are actively challenging traditional gender roles and stereotypes within the barber industry. Let's see where that is. The future of barbering. Okay. Pro Beauty Central. Okay, look at that. That's a nice source. So let's take a snippet from that and attribute them. Okay. Okay, let's go back and find that website. Okay. There we go. All right, so now we should have...
And let's just face it, when I grew up, I rarely went into a barbershop where there was a woman cutting hair.
Down there.
All right, I think that's probably going to be enough. All right, so let's get a little, some more statistics here on career growth. Let's take a look and see about statistics 20, 24, 25 growth. Let's take a look at job growth. Overall employment as barbers, hairstylists, and cosmetologists projected to grow 7% from 2023 to 33, faster than average. Barbering is being called one of the fastest growing jobs in the nation. The projected job growth. All right, let's take a look and see where this source is. Look at all this. Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Booming. Why is it booming? There we go. The brands 2025. Vantage Report. Salon and Wellness Software Company. They would know. My site. Let's do a statistic from them. And let's see what they have to say. Hair salons and barbers been around 2 centuries. Should be a summary on here. Say that the brands of regard shows report. Trends including viral trends in beauty and grooming. According to in personal appearance, both are well above average. Okay, so job growth and beauty and grooming services to be, okay, got it. And 8% for personal appearance. That's actually referencing the Bureau of Labor and Statistics site, but that's fine. We'll split that up over 2. 8% for personal appearance. That's actually referencing the Bureau of Labor and Statistics site, but that's fine. We'll split that up over 2. 8% for personal appearance. That's actually referencing the Bureau of Labor and Statistics site, but that's fine. We'll split that up over 2. Okay, let's do this. Job growth in beauty and grooming. And we'll put this in too. Okay. So we'll put that on 2 different slates.
It's been a good career for me.
And we'll just do a cut there rather than a transition.
It's been a good career for me. It's been a good career for me.
And 4. Make that a bit bigger. Okay.
It's been a good career for me.
Okay. And there we go. There's some statistics. I think that'll do. Vagaro.com. Okay. We've got some stats there. Some stats there. Some commentary here regarding women in the industry. Let's bring that down just a little touch.
With barbers.
Well, this is a tremendous example. You've got 4.
Okay, got it. All right, I think that's enough. We don't have that much more on this. I'm not going to get too deep.
Because when you fail, you learn. The most important thing is getting the bar.
This looks nice. Really does.
And I asked Amber last time I was here, was she a happy girl? She said she loved cutting hair. I'm talking Amber Tweed right here.
No, like.
All right, I think I got it. Now, next step. What we need to do is we need to turn this into a nice blog article. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what is called a transcript. So we're going to save that bad boy. We are going to go to our workspace for captions and graphics. And we are going to go to... Where is it? Text. And let's see if we can create a transcription. Transcribe. Yes, separate speakers. Okay, so that's going to go for a while. All right, so I think that's it. What the next step? What we do is we take this. Which camera am I looking at here? Over here. Okay. What we do is we take the transcription that Adobe Premiere is going to create. We feed that into an AI, and we tell it to create a nice news style article. So this is what you're seeing when you go to the Put Tools in Schools blog. I will put that up for you. And you can see this. This is the website I built for them last year. So let's go to news, and you can see all the articles that I'm publishing here. This is the latest one, which we showed at the beginning. This was the careers at Nerds to Go. I hear my boys barking. Must be an Amazon delivery. So this was last week's article. And we create a nice news style article and take screenshots from the video, and then we embed the full video into the article.
Recovery process, as well as we set up their network appropriate as well. So 1.5 years since I started.
So that's what I'm doing right now, is finishing this. I will go ahead and I will create the article, and tweak it a little bit to make it a little more original sounding than just straight AI. And then we will go ahead and customize it and put the plugs in there, and we will use some other analytics and social media promotion tools to create shorts and get all of our tags and all that kind of fun stuff, and then we push this thing out. So this will run for 5 days, today, tomorrow, through today's Monday, right? Yeah, Monday through Friday, and then we begin the process again next week. So that's where we are. Hey, my name is Sam Ettaro. If you are digging what we're doing here, then I would appreciate I would appreciate you going to my social media and signing on, letting people know about what we're doing at EttaroMedia. And if indeed you are interested in some really nice, affordable network video gear, I should say, you can go to my website here. We'll share that with you. And go to our gear page and check out the gear that we are offering from a company called Shamai. State-of-the-art, very affordable PTZ production. We handle 4K and standard HD cameras, controllers, and I have built systems. I can actually go into your business, wherever that may be, and design a system for you, build a system for you, and then train you and your staff how to use it. If you're interested, check me out at EttaroMedia.com. I think that's going to be it for today, folks. I'm going to go ahead and sign out and finish up this video and get it out the door for my client. I'll be talking to you next time around. If there's a topic you want me to cover, you have any questions or anything that you want me to address when I do these next live streams, could be editing, it could be technology, it could be networking, video networking stuff. NDI, big topic of discussion that I really enjoy going on about. Hit me up, leave a comment, and send me an email at info@EttaroMedia.com. That's it. I'm Ettaro, and I'm out.